Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to be doing a garage tour of everything I've done to this garage from start to finish, every little detail, every large thing. And a lot of these different items that we're going to have today are linked in the description below. So if you'd like to purchase them for your own garage, they're right down there. Check it out. So right now we're going to start right in this corner and go around the garage systematically of everything we've done that I can remember at least. It used to look pretty bad, and we have changed a lot, not only drywalling it, insulating it, but a lot of other things. So we're going to start right now. Let's get to it. So first off, when we initially started doing this project, I just wanted a space to work and a space to kind of hang out in, because I'm a big tinker type person. I like to work on things, and I gotta stay busy. And so the first thing I thought, well, this garage door had a big controller or opener, operator, whatever you want to call it, in the middle, and this garage is about 7 feet 9 inches tall, so it's a little short. And so I wanted to get that out of the middle. So first off, we put this side mount door opener in, which has been a huge hit, at least in my opinion. It just completely opened up the ceiling, because it not only got rid of that center beam, it stopped casting as many shadows. This also runs the door more smoothly. And before we did this, every time the garage door started to open, the whole ceiling would shake. And that's actually because whoever framed the roof of the garage with the rafters, there were no collar ties. It was just not 100% strong. So the whole ceiling would always move around a lot. And we fixed that also. We put collar ties in, a bunch of other things up there to basically make the ceiling more strong. But among those things, we put the side mount garage door in. I'm really happy with it. It just opens up the space. I recommend one to anybody. We got a Chamberlain garage door opener here. It's not necessarily, I'm not married to it, let's say. I just grabbed one at our Lowe's that was in stock and installed it, I think, in one day. It was pretty simple and easy. You just have to have power to it and then mount it to a solid mounting surface. So we mounted it to, of course, a 2x6, which then I screwed to the LVL, which is what holds up the roof over top of the garage door, of course. Next up on the docket is this pressure washer setup. This is the Obsessed Garage wall mount solution, Active 2.0 pressure washer setup. It does come with the Mosmatic wand here, the Cox reel, 100-foot hose. It came with literally everything you see here except this stainless steel elbow and valve that I got to match everything. Really can't say enough about this setup. I really think that for the money, that this is probably the best pressure washer on the market right now. And the reason I went with this from Obsessed Garage is because everything's all together and it's a kit, and you just put it together, mount it, and build it, and you're done. You don't have to be going to the store for parts every single couple hours to try to build it. It was so easy to install and put together. Really like those guys at Obsessed Garage. As you guys will be able to see throughout our videos, we bought a lot of things from Obsessed Garage. Now, the Active 2.0, I am very happy with it. I would like to upgrade to the Krenzla. However, when we initially bought this, we were buying everything else for the garage, and it was just a money thing that we were like, yeah, let's just not go all in yet. Let's start out with the Active 2.0, see how it is. And let me say, I'm very pleased with it. I don't have any complaints whatsoever. The only thing that you could say is lacking a little bit is PSI, but really I knew the numbers, that was to be expected. But also, it's perfect for washing cars. However, I also use it to clean our house up, the siding and whatnot, and our sidewalks and whatever. So it takes a little bit more time with that, but in the future we'll probably upgrade to the Krenzla, and I'm sure you guys will be getting a video once we do that. So super happy with this. We just had to run a cold water line out here, and then I bought this valve and elbow set up at our local hardware store, stainless steel to match everything else. We will be doing a video on this in the future with a review in depth, exactly reviewing not only the pressure washer but the whole setup from Obsessed Garage, and you guys, I'm sure, will enjoy that. So moving on though, we also got these buckets from Obsessed Garage. This was part of the M2CS giveaway that they had, so you can no longer purchase these black buckets. You have to purchase their colored buckets, which You know, for me, I like black, as you guys can see from the rest of the garage. There's a lot of black in here, so it really matched the garage well, which I really liked. And the 3-bucket system is super helpful as far as rinsing and then washing all your towels and whatnot as you're actually hand washing your vehicle. There's a grate in the bottom of these that basically all the sand, dirt, whatever, the gunk that's on your car goes to the bottom, so that when you're dipping things in there, you're not dipping it back in with the sand and the dirt. So really happy with these. Also, they come, these two actually come strapped together. So as you move them around, they're always together. You're not trying to move around 2 buckets at the same time. So that's really nice. We also have our bucket fillers here, hot and cold. And this wall is actually the bathroom wall of our master bedroom. So, or master bathroom. And so there's already hot and cold water here. So it's super easy to get these two out here. And then also these hoses are from Obsessed Garage. And just because they match the inlet hose for the pressure washer, I'm a big everything has a match kind of person, and kind of go along with the theme of the garage, which is basically neat, orderly, organized, but also very functional. So let's move on to the next part. So these cabinets are the heavy duty cabinets. I believe that there is light duty, regular duty, heavy duty, then there's like Pro Series or something like that, which is even more expensive. However, these heavy duty ones I really feel like are the best bang for your buck, you could say. I have another one of these tall cabinets over there, and they come with 1 drawer a piece, just so you guys know. I really only put these 2 drawers in this one because my other cabinet over there I keep our trash in it to try to keep this thing down. And so I have 2 drawers here, but they don't normally come with 2 drawers. You can see I've got some of my power tools down here, but really most of this has all our cleaning supplies for washing vehicles. Here, like there's brake buster here, which is turned around, of course, but decon soap. Then we've got the light foam soap, all from Obsessed Garage. Our foam can for the pressure washer, and then drying aid also from Obsessed Garage, which if you guys haven't checked it out yet, this drying aid is some of the best stuff in the world. I mean, at least in my opinion. I wash our cars, I dry it off with these. I don't have ceramic coatings on our daily driving cars, and I drive a truck. But that is really nice because throughout the week, it really helps for things to just slide off the paint in the car. Not quite like a ceramic coating, of course, but pretty darn good for just spraying it on and wiping it down. It's really nice. I highly recommend that product. Then we have, of course, our other things like some polishing pads, the actual drying aid spray bottle from Obsessed Garage, a tire dressing, because you don't want shiny tires, you just want clean and not necessarily shiny, but clean looking tires and wheels. So got that, and then extra towels and whatnot, and then extra power tools, of course, a fire extinguisher just in case, because it is cars in the garage and things get hot and you don't want everything to burn down. So definitely a necessity to have one of those on hand. So anyway, going back to the cabinets though, really happy with these cabinets so far. However, I would say definitely buy at least the heavy duty if you want higher quality cabinets for your garage. I made the initial error of buying some of the standard duty, which is this cabinet here, and the way that drawer shut, that bothers me. And then for instance, like these are just smaller, not only in depth, but also height. So you get what you pay for. If you go from standard duty to heavy duty, I think the difference is huge. Once you get to heavy duty, you get all soft close, which is much more satisfying. And then you also, the cabinet is much deeper by about, I think it's 22 inches on the heavy duty, and I believe 18 inches on the standard duty. So definitely, at least for me, was worth it to get the heavy duty cabinets. Okay, so moving on, coming from that side of the garage to this side, this is my worktop. This is really where I mainly do most of my work. As you guys saw over there, which I didn't touch on, that side has a stainless steel Husky top, and that's an 8-foot top, which I like. However, I work on a lot of things around here. I actually remodeled our house with my wife, and as well as this garage. I do all the work myself, and so I need a space to work on things. And stainless steel is really nice, however, and it looks nice and clean. However, it's just a lot of times when you take stuff apart, things slide on it. It's just not ideal for taking stuff apart. So I built this out of 2x4s because when I went to buy these Husky cabinets and I was setting them all up, they only sold 8-foot worktops, and I wanted to do 10 because I wanted this open area right here so that I can sit on a stool and work on something. That being said, then there was also other, countertops and things you can buy that are made out of wood, but all of them were, $300-400 plus. And I didn't want to spend that much, being that it's going to be a workbench. And this one may look nice, however, it's made out of 2x4s and some epoxy. So this, and I already had the stain here, so this worktop literally cost me about $70 or $80 to build. Just bought a bunch of 10-foot 2x4s. I ripped them in half, stood them all up, glued them all together, sanded it all down with a belt sander and planer, a hand planer, and then stained it with some stain that I had laying around from other projects, and then epoxied this. And it's already been well used. I think I've had it about a year now, and it's just, there's a lot of scratches, and because it costs so little to make, I don't feel bad beating it up and working on things on it. So I think it was a great solution to the problem. You can also see here that we have more Husky base cabinets, as well as wall-mounted cabinets, and then the taller size. And then this cabinet is, like I said earlier, we keep our trash in there, and then I keep some of my power tools in there also. But I think that these Husky cabinets, like I said before, are just really great. I love these 5 drawers because you can get so much in them. As you guys will see from other videos, we're going to be doing some tool reviews and then also how to cut out Kaizen foam. But you guys can see in these drawers here that I've got a lot of tools in them, especially for the amount of space that it takes up. And like I said earlier, I work on a lot of our stuff, so I need all of these tools to be able to do all of that. However, I really hate things sitting out. It really bothers me. And it bothers my wife too. So that's one of the reasons her and I work so well together. We just, neither of us are very sloppy, and we're both extremely organized and neat, or at least I like to think so. So anyways, but moving on from those, I also got this kind of cabinet because, like for instance, I keep a small shop vac in there. Just basically overall, the reason for purchasing these cabinets is that we needed storage, but I just don't like those garages that you have those shelves, across the whole wall, and you have all this stuff on the shelves. I just think it looks bad. I just don't like it. And I wanted just a really nice looking garage, but also a good place to hang out. And the reason for that is we live in Michigan, and of course in Michigan it gets really cold. For about 6 months of the year, 3 to 6 months. Really only cold for 2 to 3, and you really can't do anything outside. So because of that, we insulated the garage. There was no drywall on any of these walls, so we drywalled all the walls. We also insulated the attic with blown-in insulation. We then put this garage heater in, which I will show you guys later how we put that in. And what exactly you had to do to put in a garage heater. It's really not too hard. You have to run a gas line, which can be hard, but I'm sure everybody knows somebody that's done something like running gas line or something like that. So thankfully though, for my job, I'm in construction, so I have already done most of these things for my job, so doing them here isn't a hard leap. So we put that heater in. I believe it's a Mr. heater. I think it's 80,000 BTU heater. We ran a gas line to it and then vented it out this back wall here, so you can't see the vent from the road, which is really good. And then we ran power to it because I rewired the garage when we had all the walls open. As you can see, I've got outlets here, 2 on the bench, all on 20 amp circuit. Of course, we ran an outlet behind the TV because we were planning on mounting the TV here. And then we redid the lights, and basically the TV is as you can see, it's a TCL. It's a 65 inch, which initially I was going to go with a 55 because I watch the TV some in here. I mainly watch YouTube videos, which is ironic. But the reason I went with a 65 is because, like every other crazy person that loves nice things to be nice and neat, I taped up on the wall the size of the TV, and then went, oh, that's too small. So went from a 55 to a 65, and then actually went and purchased the TV. So I've been happy with the TCL TV so far. It's not a super high quality TV, but again, I mean, it's a garage. It definitely does pretty well for the garage. So really happy with that. And then also, because we had the walls open, there is no Wi-Fi here in our garage. It's just past too many walls from our router, and so I ran a Cat 5 wire, Cat 5e or Cat 6, whatever you want to call it. It's an Ethernet wire, so that TV is hooked up direct, so it streams everything nice and quick. So that's really nice. You guys can also see here that our lighting has been redone, or I redid our lighting, however you want to say it. We went with 6 LED 4-foot bar lights, and the reason we did that is because I really wanted to have something that was symmetrical. As you guys can see, I'll just show a picture here of how it looks from the ceiling view. But I also wanted to make the garage bright, but not so bright that it felt like you were doing surgery in here. However, I think we're definitely more on the super bright side than the not so bright side, which is good. I like it because as I'm sitting right here working, I don't cast a shadow. And we'll go over this later on how to install lights. But these lights are installed just this way of the countertop, and then the countertop edge, which means when you're standing at the countertop, you don't cast a shadow on what you're actually trying to work on, which is super important. So moving on though from the lights, we have this floor that I'm standing on. This is from Garage Flooring LLC, which is an internet company, I believe, only. I will say this is one of the only things that I don't love about this garage. I will show you guys some pictures of what the floor looks like throughout the whole thing, and we did this black border to kind of divide the garage a little bit, just so that's not all gray. However, I know everybody's probably thinking to themselves, like, well, like, look through the floor. I mean, you can see all the dirt. And you can somewhat. However, you can't if it's like sawdust. A little bit of dirt and whatnot, you can't really tell it's there. I'm a very meticulous person, and it doesn't bother me at all unless it's sawdust. But if I have to cut in 2x4, if I'm framing a wall or I'm cutting drywall, I don't cut drywall on here because obviously it's going to get really dirty, and then I've got to vacuum it out. So that's a pain, obviously. So I just do it outside. So. However, like once every 6 months or so, I will just disconnect the floor because it's just snapped together. I'll disconnect it, and then I will pull a large section out and blow it out with my leaf blower, and that cleans the floor really well. You can also, if you have a spot or a spill, you can unlatch the floor from itself, clean it, or you can also take your shop vac and clean it. The two main things that I don't like about this floor, which you may want to consider when you're buying a plastic floor. I wanted to buy Swiss tracks. However, Swiss tracks for the square footage of my garage was going to be really, really pricey. And so I decided on this floor, as I thought would be a good compromise. And to be truthful, I'm a little bit disappointed with it. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really sweet, especially from the standing up and like looking out at the garage floor. I think it looks really awesome. However, when you're looking down, my floor isn't one single floor. It used to be a carport, I believe, and then this section of the garage is added on, and then there's a little piece over there. So like the floor, you can see through it too much. And so to me, that kind of just bothers me, even though there's not a bunch of dirt underneath it, or at least not that I can see. It just kind of bothers me. It's an old garage floor. It's got spots of oil and whatever that are stained into the floor, which is the whole reason why I didn't want to epoxy the floor. and now I can kind of see through it and still see it when I'm looking directly down. So don't really love that, but that's part of having a ribbed floor. The other thing that I don't like, which is a main complaint of mine, is that the floor kind of hurts your feet a little bit. I understand I'm a little bit bigger of a guy. I'm 6'2", and the floor, I'm heavy. I'm like 220, 225 pounds. And without shoes, my feet, after you walk around here for 10 to 15 minutes, start to hurt because they're just not enough square inches for my feet. And so those ribs, I can really feel it. And so that bothers me a little bit. Again, I know that there are other versions of this floor that aren't the ribbed version. However, I hear the non-ribbed version is slippery and can be slick and you can fall because there's just no texture. And so I made that decision, and I would probably go back to just saving my money for a little longer, buying the Swiss tracks, still buying the vented flooring because I like the vented flooring. You can I can't wash cars in my garage because it's not sloped out and I don't have a floor drain. But I can do some things with water in here, and I don't have to worry about it. It will evaporate within a day or so. Anyways, moving on though from the floor. Well, the last thing that we've got to go over, guys, is this car. This car is my dad and I's, and we have done a lot to it, and you guys are going to learn more about it in future videos of exactly what we've done. We built the motor. I actually had to rebuild it twice because of a mistake I made. And it's just been a really fun car. It's a 289 4-speed. We built the engine with a lot of parts from Southern Racing. We'll be going a lot more in depth to this car, what we've done to it. We'll take it for spins. Like we put wheels and tires on, and obviously air shocks back here to get the car up a little bit in the air to accommodate the larger back tires. Just a fun car that my dad and I have together, and right now it's in my garage because he's got, his is really like a barn, and so he's got mice in it, and we've had some issues with mice. So it's in here, and I'm not complaining. So we'll be going over a lot of different things with this car through the next few months. And basically, that's really the majority of the things we've done here in our garage. I mean, we've got a pressure washer set up to be able to wash cars. We did the cabinets, we did the floor. Of course, we painted and drywalled and trimmed it, insulated it, put the garage heater in, the TV, the lights, the side mount garage door opener. I think everything has just come together really nicely. I'm really happy with how everything has come out. And we're going to be going over, like I said, in the future, more videos on the pressure washer, an actual review and testing it, along with things like these cabinets, the tools that are in there, and basically just kind of giving you guys some advice and some reviews, and then also some how-tos on how to build all these different things. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, stay tuned because we're going to go through a lot more stuff, and it should be pretty interesting. I hope you guys like it. And if you guys have any questions or say, oh, I want to see this video first, just drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see first, and we'll get that video out to you. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.